Does your camera matter? So today we have a change of location. We are in the film studio here at the production house, and we're gonna talk about different cameras. So I can't tell you how much I get asked, Reagan, what camera do you use? Reagan, doesn't matter what camera I buy. Reagan, what camera should I buy? I get these questions all of the time, okay? And every time I say, well, first and foremost, it starts with a story. And secondly, your image is about your lighting before it is your camera and your resolution, right? A good lighting situation with a 1080p camera can go a lot further than a terrible lighting situation with a really nice camera, right? So I'm gonna show you a few of the cameras that we use, that we own here at Inflago Media, why we've used them, kind of the story behind them, and kind of the progression throughout the years on why we've upgraded our different cameras. I'm gonna go all the way back to the beginning of freaking Inflago Media. My first camera that I ever used at the beginning of this business was a Canon T3i. And we used this on my first ever commercial, which was with Hart Trailer about their Smart Tech trailer. And I'll show you some of the clips from that video. After I used this for a little while, I graduated to what's called the Blackmagic Pocket Cinema. This is a whopping 1080p. It does shoot ProRes, which is awesome. It's a little bit larger file size, but look how tiny this thing is. It's like the size of a cell phone. There's quite a bit of dynamic range in a camera like this. I'm gonna show you a couple clips from some videos we did, one with Jay's Jewelry a long time ago, and one with First National Bank a long time ago. So I was doing a lot of run and gun work at the time, and I was asked by a friend to work on a political ad. And I knew that I needed to have the capabilities to run around and run and gun a camera. And so I went on eBay and found this Sony a7S II, and I bought it used. This guy right here got me through so much of my business, from working full-time at a different job to finally taking up filmmaking full-time. I used this guy during all of those years, during that transitional period of my life, and it still somehow works. Somehow this thing still turns on. It takes 10 seconds to turn on, but everything from filming in Myanmar to Tanzania and Uganda and the freaking desert, this thing has sand in it still, I'm sure, but this thing got me through a lot of my filmmaking career. While I was still using the Sony cameras, I was asked a few different times to start filming some events, which I don't do a whole lot of events these days, but I needed something that could record longer than 30 minutes. So I picked up one of these Canon XA40s. The cool thing about these is that they have XLR inputs. You can put a microphone on there, put a lav mic, and it also shoots 4K, and it'll shoot for as long as you have memory space on the camera. I can show you a couple clips of some things we've done on this, but I really haven't used this a whole lot. A lot of filmmakers will use this for like documentary style films. There's like a rocker zoom on here, which is super fun for zooming in and out. But this is more of a camcorder. It's not something I would consider as like a cinema camera. Then as the Sony cameras started to die, I knew I needed to upgrade to something with a little bit more dynamic range, something more cinematic. And so I ended up buying two Blackmagic Pocket Cinema 6Ks. This has 6K resolution, a nice ginormous screen. Notice the difference here with the Sony. That's what I was dealing with. This also has lots of features like false color and focus peaking and all kinds of cool things, but it shoots in RAW. So I can film anything I want, and it can be all the wrong settings. It can be the wrong white balance, the wrong ISO and everything. I can go into the data after it's recorded, and I can change everything about the image. Pretty freaking awesome. This guy has gotten us through a ton of projects, and I'll show you a few of those. So we've been utilizing these guys more and more on construction projects and on projects that might get the cameras a little bit dirty. So we decided that we wanted a dedicated cinema camera specifically for our music videos and our short films. And that is where this guy comes in. This is the Red Komodo. This is a 6K camera. We shot a couple music videos with this thing and a commercial recently. So this is the Red Komodo 6K, and I'll show you what the images look like for that. But Reagan, you just said it doesn't matter what camera you use. It matters about the lighting and all of those things before you even touch the camera. Yes, that is correct. I still hold all of those things. But there are different ways that we utilize each of these cameras. For example, we will still use like a Sony camera if we need to. So for example, one of the best things about these Sonys is that they're incredible in low light scenarios. So whereas the Blackmagic completely sucks in low light, you have to have a ton of light for these sensors, this guy with its full frame sensor can freaking practically see in the dark. So depending on the lighting, actually, sometimes you might want to pivot with the camera. So the wise Jacob Blue once told me a quote that he heard, don't know where. The best camera is the one that you have. And that could be this cell phone right here. It could be a DSLR that you have lying around. Utilize what you have. Figure out how to use your camera before you go buy something new thinking it's going to make your videos exponentially better, right? And happy filming. How long did I talk for? Oh my God.